We do not see things as they are. We see them as we are. That's from the Talmud. All that we are is a result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts and made up of our thoughts. That's believed to be attributed to the Buddha. Whatever is rejected of the self shows up in the world as an event. That's Carl Jung. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created. They are only manifested by the arrangements of your mind, is by the concept of yourself, and your concept of yourself is all that you have accepted as true. Neville Goddard. And my favorite, do not try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, realize the truth, that there is no spoon. The Matrix. Okay, so why am I sharing with you all of these quotes? Because it's across lineages for generations, and these are the ones that you might be the most familiar with. You can see this in Toltec ideology of the illusion, the dream that we see in the Four Agreements. You can see this across many different areas and lineages of the illusion that is the world. And the illusion that is the world is the illusion that your mind makes up. And when we start to realize this, that is essentially exiting the matrix. We resist this for many reasons. One, it's part of our journey. It's the limitation of consciousness that is part of our experience of being here. And this is why you're here. This is why you're here listening to this. This is why you're here rewiring your brain. My microphone was off. Oh, I hope you could hear that first part because I'm not recording it again. But what I want you to know is that this is one of the core pieces. And if you believe this on the surface, but then run into a lot of resistance, there's many reasons why. One of the reasons may be an underlying belief that you deserve whatever negative comes your way or that you've manifested it. The thing is in tier 1 spirituality, pop culture spirituality, the idea of manifestation is taught in a way that makes you believe that if negative things happen, they are manifested to you. Somehow you created those in a negative way. And some of the ways that we are bringing forth these lessons can easily be twisted that way. And what I want to make sure as we go deeper into this is that you know that that is not the case. Yes, rewiring our brain to be able to recognize the gifts, the learnings, the growth that can come out of pain and suffering and difficult experiences, that is where gold lives and exists for changing your life. And that does not mean that you manifested the bad things. These parts of recognizing the illusion we're in and that we create so much from our mind does not negate those things actually happening in our 3D world. We are learning to understand how to work within the limitations of this world, the limitations of the illusions that we've created. When we're born, we don't even understand the concept of God, not because we're a baby, but because we see everything as one. It isn't until we grow and we're introduced to and see this idea of separation that fractures, and we start to look for the meaning in God. And all of these religions, all of these lineages at their core, in the mysticism of them, carry the same core truths. It is some of those religions that have turned them dogmatic against you and against our society as a whole. But the religions themselves, they're not bad. It's just the way the dogma has turned. So if you have underlying belief systems that hold this idea that you deserve to be punished in some way, that's part of the rewiring we're doing here. Now, maybe you didn't grow up with religious trauma. I didn't. And what was really interesting is I was really resistant to the idea that I had some part of me that believed I deserved the negative, or that I deserved the punishment, or that I deserved the bad things. And yet there was something still there. My very resistance to the idea that this belief existed inside of me showed me that it was there. So even if you don't immediately resonate with that idea, but you feel a bristle or that's not me, allow yourself to see. Allow yourself to accept that there may be a part of you that holds that belief. You have to understand that we have thousands of years of programming that if you believe any part of that somewhere inside you, allow someone else to hold power over you. We're coming into a time of collective liberation, and we're undoing the chains of thousands of years of programming as we do this in order for you to step into your greatest impact for the collective good. I know these are big ideas, so hold on to your pearls and be with me in this. We're learning to let go of all of that and being willing to see the deeper truths in love. There's so many places where you can look at the pain and the suffering and find not just the silver lining, but the beauty. When you're looking at it through the eyes of God, through the eyes of love. And so we're going to bring back a lesson, an idea that we've already done with a slight twist. And again, just like we have, looking for those places where it feels negative, bad in some way. Allow yourself to feel into if there is a part of you that feels like it's deserving of such. It has to be willing to see, because there need not be shame about this. It's part of the human process. And once you're willing to see, that's when the transformation occurs. Once you're willing to accept, that's when it starts to change immediately. And that's when you can ask yourself, how is this wonderful? And not be looking at it from a place of bypassing, but instead from a place of growth and love. So find those 3 moments today. Allow your mind to search. Be willing to see where you may feel deserving of punishment or pain or suffering, and ask, what if I accepted this about myself? And how could this be wonderful? I'm excited for you to feel the shifts. Thank you for joining me today, day 32, and being willing to see that this is the world you invented. If you are just joining me today, finding this video somewhere on the internet or the audio, you have just heard day 32 of ReWired, 365 days of daily practices to help spiritually curious high achievers rewire their brain for miracles, co-creation, and deeply held purpose. I am your guide, Jamie O'Connor, and if you are interested in signing up for the daily emails with additional resources and the ability to join an accountability community, you can do that at inspiredfocus.co/rewired. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.